All right, welcome everybody to another exciting, super exciting, kind of exciting. Holy cow, that was crazy day. So, did you guys love my tweet that I posted up there? So I put my tweet up in the trenches. It's exactly how I feel today. So it was pretty brutal. Yeah, the fun has arrived. That was crazy. Listen, today I gotta tell you what, man. We had some absolutely just insane calls by KK. Listen, the guy, like one of the most impressive calls I've seen. He called it days ago. He called the top. He called the bottom. He called the top again. And I mean, the guy is on fire. He's here in the chat right now. KK, how you doing, brother? I see you out there in the chat. Dude, you did an absolutely amazing job. Okay. Today we do have a special guest with us today. So we have Nebraska Gruner, right? He's
Gooner.
Gooner. There you
Thanks for
go.
having me, man.
There you can see
Appreciate
it.
it.
You can see him over there. He's got a
Glad to be
tweet
here.
up. Yeah, say hi to everybody out there.
Hey, what's going on, everyone?
So
Thanks for having me.
he's broke a leg today, so he's got nothing else better to do.
It's the only reason I'm here.
Oh,
Just kidding.
yeah, yeah, exactly. That's the only reason he's here. So
Broken leg and all.
broken leg and all. That's right. So the guy has some just absolutely amazing long-term charts. I love them. I really love them. They're
Appreciate
great.
it.
I actually stole one of them the other day. I jacked it from his
Looks
Twitter
good, though.
page. Yeah, from
Good
his
chart, though.
for the members. That's right. I jacked it for the members. Let's just jump into some TA really quick here. I know everybody's chomping on the bit. So we do have a brand new table. It's a
Whoops.
chart, and here's our new chart right here. So this is our brand new chart we got right here. This is it's called my quad chart, right? So we had this up last night because the indecision last night was absolutely insane, and I was like, man, everybody, this is a no trade zone for me. This is so crazy, and I had an ETH short in that was an ETH short with a really tight stop loss on it that I thought last night. And listen, I was delirious. I literally was on streaming last night till 6 o'clock in the morning. You guys can ask the members, dude. I went hard this morning. It was just so. I just knew this was just such a dangerous place to trade in. I didn't want to leave any of the members hanging. And man, we were just going till the wee morning, right? So we got all the way down to the bottom there, and this thing just fell out. Right when this thing fell out, we were watching it go down. I did have an ETH trade in. I looked up and I was like, snap,
Correct.
and boom, I closed and I told everybody. I said, hey. Close your short. Close your shorts. Close your shorts. Close your shorts. We're gonna bounce. We're gonna bounce. We were just following the Stoke all the way down. It was a super easy call all the way down to the bottom. In fact, KK nailed it. KK had two or three bottom levels. I had a couple bottom levels. I had 60.50. I had 61.50. And KK had 6,100. The guy nailed it to the nose. But then out of the blue, so we all closed our trades. We closed our short trades. Rocket was there. Everybody's like, all right, let's go long. People were trying to jump into longs. And dude, I didn't even have a chance to jump into a long. I was so flat. I was just like, whoa. Whoa, that happened quick.
Happened quick.
I was like, that happened
Yep.
fast. You know, it's one of those things where you just stand back. Listen, and when you get in that situation, the best thing to do is just stand back because you had shorts, you had longs getting wrecked on the way down. You had shorts getting wrecked on the way up. You then had longs getting wrecked again on the way down. It was, oh, dude, it was just a battlefield out there. Bodies were flying everywhere. People were losing. I mean, I can't imagine how much money was lost and made today. I did post my trade. So I have increased the amounts of my trades. I feel that, since I only started in January, at the end of January, I think it's about damn time I started trading some larger amounts. Last night I did make a 5,000 ETH trade. It was a 5,000 ETH short. It was up 60%. It was a 60%
Solid.
plus trade. I closed it out at the bottom. I plopped my trade in there. You guys can see it. It's in my Twitter page. It was a pretty nice little call. And I had definitely got Let's see here. Let me see. Hold on a second. Let me find this baby. Let me find this trade. Here we go. So there was my trade. I got in at 210, got out right at 200. This was just on the money right there for the bottom. I don't know if you guys go take a look at the ETH charts, you'll see I was pretty close to the bottom. Pretty close. I didn't quite catch the very bottom, but don't get greedy. That's how you get wrecked. Okay. So it was a good trade. Let's just kind of see where we're at. This is the challenge I'm having right now. You've basically blown Elliott Wave out of the water. Right, Elliott Wave is just done right now. You can't even count this. All of us, I mean, it was me, Yope, Peak, dude, we spent like 3 hours live today in the members area on live streaming, just trying to count this bad boy. And how the hell do you count? How do you count this? How do you count this, right? And one of the only things right now you can only do is you can just go to support and resistance zones, moving averages. You need to go to trend lines. You need to go to wedges. This is the kind of thing you got to resort to when you get a wick like this, right? You got to look back historical, right? And like take a look at this, right? So when you go back, and here's kind of my chart of what I think is going to happen. Here's my near-term thunk. I think we're going to come up here. Now this is over here on the 12. Was that on the 12 or the daily? There's the daily. So you see you've got this coming down right here. Let me delete that off. You've got the 50 coming down right here, right? And so you've got the 50 marching down right there. And I really think what's going to happen is we're going to come up and we're going to tap this right here. Let me move that arrow out of the way. I think we're going to come up here and tap this, right? And kind of what I'm looking at is look at this candle here. Look at this double candle here, right? Look at this big double structure, or even this candle here, right? It kind of looks more like this candle combination here. And I expect this big wick to play out, or something like this to play out. Give us a big wick, another big wick up here, and then have us fall out. Now, this is on the one-day chart. Now, when you get these big lower wicks like this, you can look for something like this is kind of a good, hey, all right, this could possibly be a little bit of a bottom area here, and looking for a bounce. And I am looking for a little bit of a continuation bounce. Now, let me say, I am still bearish here. I'm
Agreed.
extremely bearish here. Yeah, I'm telling you, you are safer just staying away from this right now. Play some alts. Play something that's going to pop a little bit, right? That you're going to get a little more pop out of it, like some kind of little fun alt or something like that. And play that up here, right? Play it up here and then ride that baby down, right? Ride that sucker to the ground. Watching our Stoke. Our Stoke has made a big move. This is kind of a bullish move right here on our Stoke. Our RSI still bearish. We're still in bearish territory with our RSI. On the daily, when you get up here, this is a daily chart, you really have to break 53 to start to get bullish on your RSI levels, okay? So this is kind of, we're kind of looking, we're trying to count out bears, we're trying to count out bulls, and trying to figure it out. And this is probably the closest approximation of an Elliott wave count I can come up with here. This is really hard to count. I kind of cut off the wick. I cheated. Don't judge me, okay? But this is a horrible TA on my part. It was funny. Oh, look at that. This stupid thing. It was funny. This chart, if you guys have been watching my charts, I said, hey, we're going to have a snap wick down here. This chart has been here for days. Right? I had snap wick down here, and boom, when this wick snapped up, I was like, oh, damn, that happened. And sure enough, we got that wicked snap wick down here. Now, it's pretty easy to see what happened over here. Let's go back over to our quad chart. So we're going to bring our quad chart up. We're going to pull into this chart right here. This is like a bigger range chart right here, and I want to show you what happened. So you came down, and you tapped the 200. Look at that. You tapped the 200. The 200 rocketed you all the way up. Just kicked your butt. You went all the way up. You tapped the 7 MA. And right now, what's happening is you're in a squeeze play. So this is just like Bollinger Bands. It's like a giant Bollinger Band right here, right? And this is the middle line of your Bollinger Band. Here's your top and here's your bottom. This is squeezing right here. And the way that this works is this top side, right? This top side right here. This top side is coming down right here. This has got a lot of resistance. This 200 has got a real lot of resistance. Listen, this is the very first time we have tested the 200 on the on almost anything, right? I mean, look at that on the higher time frames. We just tested the 200 on the 3-day, right? We just tested the 200 MA on the 3-day. That's crazy, right? This is a large time frame. This is a large, heavy, slow moving trend, moving average line right here. So this is kind of dangerous right here, right? We are now in dangerous territory. This is our very first tap on it. We're going to have to see how that plays out. Now, the next moving average on the heavier weekly timeline is still down here at 5,300. And listen, I'm telling you, we bounce, break down through this with power. This looks like to me this is a dead cat bounce. We dead cat bounced off of this 200 MA, and right now we're just looking for that dead cat bounce to circle up and dump back down and then just kind of cash us out through this. Now, we're going to have to see what happens when we do make it back through this. Listen, we can get some bullish listen, you can get a little bullish action up here. The bulls are going to get all sweaty. They're going to get all hot. They're going to be calling for Lambos again. They're going to start buying in. They're going to get all hot and bothered and excited. And then smash, they're just going to pull the rug out from under them and everybody's going to cry like a baby again, okay? Yeah, impossible to count anything here. Absolutely impossible to count anything here. I'm just going to kind of stick with the quad chart, what I got going on here. I'm going to bring over and just run through these other charts really quick, and then we're going to let Nebraska hop in here, and he's going to show you some really interesting charts that he's got. Here's our, so here we got our RSI chart. Listen, we are in the rejection zone. This is why I don't think we have far to go, right? We are in this rejection zone. This is actually a very dangerous place even to be playing along. Like, you should be very, very, very careful here playing a long trade because you are in the rejection area. You broke over the white line, right? Boom. Look at that. You broke over the white line. It's bullish, right? Every time you snap this white line right here, this is a bullish trade to the upside. And sure enough, this was a nice bullish trade. Dude, I was too busy just admiring the bullish move, the candle. I was too busy admiring the candle myself to even jump into a trade. So now, listen, we have got room. Every time this has happened, something similar to this in the past, you have gotten this, you've got this double, see how it says this G.I. Joe Kung Fu grip like looking thing right here. G.I. Joe Kung Fu grip looking thing right here, right? Listen, you can come up here and pop this, pop down, pop up one more time, right? Kind of like this. Get one more little bullish continuation move. But I would like to see this actually go up a little bit higher here. And that's kind of what my plan is. My plan is this needs to drive up here a little bit higher before it falls out. Now, once again, this is a very, very, very dangerous place to play along. If you're going to be playing longs here, low leverage. Low leverage. That's fine. Listen, 3x, 5x, 1x, you're not going to get wrecked out if this thing just takes over and just dives to the abyss right now. Okay? Our Ichi chart, listen, our Ichi chart, we were watching this over here on the 4-hour. We called the bearish cross. So we had this bearish cross. We were all watching this in the members area. And I was like, oh my God, so here it is. Listen, we're all playing this bear here. Let me see, and I think I should be able to update this. Let me see here. This isn't the members version. Nope, that's not what I want. All right, anyway, so what we have is we were watching this bearish cross over here on the 4-hour. As this bearish cross happened on the 4-hour, we're like, I'm like, thank God that thing played out because I was playing this as a short, and then our target was 61.85, 60.50, and something like that. So it was a good call. It was a good bottom. It was a good bounce. We just got to see where this takes us here. Now, our HE chart, everything is underneath us. All of these lines, the Kaijun, the Tekken, the 20, they're all underneath us, right? Our Stoke has not made it back up to the top yet to fall out. So I'm watching this. I don't expect this to make this all the way up here to the tippy top. I just expect it to go up a little bit more and then eventually just roll over and die on us, okay? MACD, look at this MACD, just bounced right off. That we get in our J-hook chart. Let's take a look at the shorts really quick. Look at that insane wick on the shorts. Look at this crazy wick on the shorts. Now this is now listen, this is a inverted hammer. Okay, this is an inverted hammer candle. This looks like a shooting star, but is not technically at the top of the trend right there. Okay. Another great reason why we can't go that high or shouldn't go that high is here's all of our moving averages. They're bunched above us, right here above us. They're all crossing over. They've all crossed over bearish. I'm looking for this to come up and at least touch the 50 right there and tickle it, if not poke through it and see if we can get rejected on it, right? And this happened before. Historically, this same exact thing happened before. Right? It happened right up right here. Here you go. So here's where this happened. Look at you got the 50 over the 30. It bounced down, bounced back up, poked the 50, and then died. Okay, so I'm looking for something very similar to happen right there.
Was that a bull flag breakout on the RSI on shorts?
Let's go back there.
I just glanced at it real quick right before you switched.
Got it. There you go. Yep, you can. All right, so if we go over
On your shorts chart.
right there, that was. There you go. So
There you go.
Yeah,
Looks like a bull flag breakout.
sure is a bull flag breakout there. So now, listen, you got to be careful watching this, right? You know, you can get some swinging action in here.
Look
Now,
at your RSI too. It looks like it as well. Sorry to cut you off.
Yep, no, you're good. So the RSI also flagging out. There you go. The RSI is flagging out also. Right? Now, be very careful right here because, listen, the RSI is not in danger of a short squeeze. It is not in danger of a short squeeze. I still think our shorts are going to go up here. See the come to daddy area? This is the come to daddy area. I still think our shorts are eventually going to make it up to this all-time new high right there.
Agreed.
All right, and our J-hook chart. So basically, we're just kind of tracking the areas where everything has happened. We've tracked exactly how the MACD came up, bounced off. Here's our MACD chart. Look at how this thing has played out the last couple times. Bounces off and then bounces up. Bounces off, bounces up. Bounces off, bounces up. Bounces off, bounces up. Bounces off, bounces up. But you know, every time it does this, you just got to pick your poison of which one this is. Is this like the red cube right here, this red box, right? Is this like the red box right here where this fell out to the final dump and then you got a bullish move? Or was this just a high wave continuation right here? This is just a bullish, just a bearish bounce. That's all it is, a bearish bounce back up, and then everything just falls out and everybody cries and sadness and everything else. Okay. So looking at our MACD down here, I'm sorry, our Stoke is moving back up. Now, we never really touched the bottom on our Stoke right here, so I expect this to go up a little bit more and then roll over and finally come down and hit the bottom here. So I'm looking for this to still, that continuation pattern. Here's our RSI. Our RSI is playing out. So our RSI is back up into the resistance area. So you got all this resistance up here. So this is our first resistance line. We're going to go ahead and let's move this down to the next resistance area, which is right there. It's not much higher up, right? You've got not much higher up to go to get into this next resistance area to get rejected, right? I expect to see this come up and at least touch this line. I'd like to see it break it and then wrap back over. What do we got here? Just daily RSI calculations where the daily RSI ran, and it's just same thing. RSI is coming back up. We're looking for a continuation bounce down. Now, here's a very interesting chart. I want everybody to take a look at this, right? So If you look at this chart, you can see that look at this wick. Literally went from top to bottom, one candle, all engulfing inside of this, inside of the Bollinger Band, right? We had to go all the way back to last year in order to find another candle that did that. We had to go all the way back here, and we found two red candles. Both bearish candles were the only time you'd found something like this, and they were like way back here. We had to really dig into this chart to see the last time we had this kind of crazy Hulk smash kind of a scenario, right? Where you had this top to bottom one candle. Let me see if I can go back here. It's way deep back here. There it is. There it is right there. See this? This is like the Hulk smash candle right here. Look at that Hulk smash. This ruins everything. Everybody cries both ways. Can you imagine being in this just trade right here? Just like you have this dump. After the next day, everybody just kind of goes into a little hole and cries because everyone got wrecked. Right? It's like, who the hell ended up with everybody's money there? Oh, that would be bots in the exchanges. All right. So now this is our 12-hour RSI. Listen, I don't even know how to play this. Nothing has technically happened. If you remove this candle altogether, you would just be back to square one, right dead center on your 12-hour, like 50-50. Pick a team, flip a coin. You guys got to tell me where this is going, okay? I'll take any advice you guys offer. All right, so another good example of why we don't think this has much higher to go. Here's your resistance band right here, 65.70. So 65.70 is your top side over here on your middle BB, your middle area of your daily BB. Larger charts. Doggy. We did this wonderful doggy coin thing today. I just want to buzz through this. Doggy has a history of being of pooping on the carpet, doing a lot of things that just don't make sense. But this is a very bad dog, right? Now this dog has a pattern, right? He goes out, he poops in the bed. Then you make sure you find it in the morning. You think it's a nugget or something. Bad dog, right? This dog has been leading the market in the dumps, right? This does. I didn't believe it. Then I started to dig in here. Look at how this coin acts. 1, 2, 3, and then dump. But it does it before the market falls out. There's one little last push. Right? Same thing right here. Look, 1, 2, 3, and then a little last push, and then this thing just goes pooper on everybody. Right? There's your big fall right there, and then it goes dumps twice. Right? Now over here, this even called the top over here, and this said, hey, no, this is, I'm not kidding. This is it. This market's over. This run is over. Now Bitcoin went on to carry on, right? And then it dumped out again. So if you go down here, we've done almost a similar pattern. 1, 2, we're coming back up for our fourth hook, right? This is why I'm looking for one more push up here. One more push up here by Bitcoin. And I expect Doggy to fall out or peak and fall out. And then we'll all fall out together. Or we'll fall out right after Doggy, probably a day after, 12 hours to a day after Doggy Coin falls out. Just gonna breeze through here. Tron, okay. So I was waiting till the end of the day to pull a long on Tron. I have a long on Tron going right now. I put that in the chat. So I was waiting for the end of the day show to put that long in. I am now sitting in a long in chat. Fingers crossed, seatbelt on, total retard helmet strapped on. I am ready. I'm ready to just get wrecked in this trade, okay? Bring it on. But I am long on this right here, okay? EOS, our RSI chart, and ADA. Okay, we're looking good. So I'm going to pull some of these charts out. ETH chart. ETH is trapped inside this channel. If it does break out of this channel, here's your next two targets: 227, 234, and then if it really gets a run at it, I think it's going to get stopped at 234 though. All right. Talk about a channel right there. There you go. Oh, I'm going to let Nebraskan do this. This is his chart. I stole this chart from him. I did.
Go for it.
No, go ahead. All right, man. It's all you.
You got it. I can't even read your chart. It's too dark over here.
It's all right.
Yeah, the directional movement indicator, though, if you guys haven't heard of that one, that's an awesome indicator. That's what the chart that Vampire was just showing. I'll pull that chart up here in a second. But basically, this is my range we're in right now. As you can see, 6150 to 6530 is the range we're stuck in, and it looks like we hit both sides of that range today. So pretty wicked 15 or 20 minutes, whatever it was. If you got in at the bottom, you're doing pretty well, though. It's a good quick turnover for you, but I'm sure a lot of stops got hit there. And like Vampire said, it's usually just best to sit those out and let it calm down and then kind of find the plays after. I do think that it's looking after that pump, it's looking like it's likely we'll probably test the top of this, my top side here around 6,800. I don't know, maybe 6,900 tops if we get a little push, but can't see it going too much higher than that. Maybe 7K, but I mean, everything's just bearish. Okay, if we go to the weekly chart, I mean, if we just look at the volume, just the volume alone, okay, volume declining, we dump. Volume declining, we dump. Volume declining, we dump. Volume declining, what's next? I mean, that's how it's been all year. The only time I really had hope for a sustained move up was right here back in July, actually. Volume was increasing. Everything looked pretty good to me. No, we got a nice ETF news somewhere around here, and we just dumped. So I'm not surprised. I think maybe it was at Van Eck. I can't remember. And that kind of killed it for me. As you can see now, we're stuck underneath the 50 EMA, and it's not. That's pretty bearish. We had a fake breakout. We broke under it, had a fake breakout, and then we got rejected by it completely. So we could get rejected by it again around. It's right about 6,900, like I said. So here's the 200 EMA on the weekly. My long-term targets likely reside right around there. I mean, if you look back at the bear market, well, it is not on this chart. If you look at the bear market of 2014, I know we don't want to compare these like everyone says, but right here it was sitting right on the 200 EMA, and it wouldn't be shocking if we go sit there for accumulation range, okay? We need to have some kind of accumulation, you guys. We could make an argument for this being accumulation right now, but our volume's been kind of whack for that. So I really want to see some nice low accumulation volume down here like we see here. Nice sideways accumulation. We don't have to catch the bottom. I'm not worried about catching here. Okay, I might make some trades here, some nice scalp or swing trades, but I want to catch over here, okay? Once we go down for spring, that's where I'll load up my bags. We have all this nice accumulation volume, and then the big market comes in, and now you see we head up, okay? And it's not looking back from there. So we need some sideways movement. We haven't gotten that yet. All right, volume's declining. It just looks weak. We're not going to get new buyers in right now. So, so back to that chart that Vampire was talking about here. Okay, let me see if I can find it real quick on my feed. That was using the directional movement indicator, though, which is one of my new favorites. What indicator? Oh, gotcha. That's just one I've been working with a lot lately.
Yeah,
so,
but yeah, find the chart. You got it?
I hear you.
It's down there.
No, I don't know where it's at. Do you want to pull up that one that you had?
I stole it. I stole it from you.
I don't. Oh, here it is. It's right here. Okay.
I actually snuck onto his Twitter page. I deleted it. I said, "Why? What are you talking about? That was mine. That shit was mine."
All right. I'll show you guys my long-term theory chart in a minute. But so basically, this is that I've been working with. I've been testing this out for a few weeks now, and it's actually been pretty accurate. I called the dump in Discord. The last dump from 7.3K. I called that in Discord like hours before it happened. Just looking at this. So, but basically, what it's telling me is this yellow line's on top. We're headed down to new lows. Yellow line on top here. We headed down to new lows. Yellow line was on top of everything here. We headed down to new lows. Yellow line on top, down to new lows, etc., etc. Okay. Yellow line on top, down to new lows. So then what it tells me too, and what Vampire had highlighted in his chart more so, was the bottoms. Okay, we've got four nice bottoms here, and they're all underneath 11 on this blue line. All right, once that blue line gets below 11 here, that's where we want to start looking for bottom signs. Okay, for the next bounce. Clearly we're not there yet. All right, we still actually have a long ways to go, it looks like, which would play into the theory that we probably have lower lows coming. It just seems likely. All right, I'm trying to find bullish signs, but I'm just not finding enough to tell me that there's anything sustainable. So we'll come over here.
Really quick, I just want to kind of show. So if you guys take a look, I have the same chart setup right here that I jacked from him. Now I did remove one of his lines. I took one of them off. But what I also found very interesting in this chart is This blue, well, on mine it's blue. His is blue too. So
Yep.
this thing calls out some crazy perfect head and shoulders. So you can see these head and shoulder patterns that play out, right, over and over and over again. And I was like, whoa, it's like they just jumped out to me. And you guys know in a head and shoulder pattern, right, you look at this. If this works out perfect for a head and shoulder 1-to-1, right? So drop perfect all the way down. This is kind of a wild head and shoulders up here, but still plays out. Another one here plays out. But when you go over and you look at the price action does not play out as a head and shoulder at all, right? I mean, this like, here's the price action right here. Here's your top shoulder. Here's your left shoulder, right? There's your head right there. And this is your right shoulder. And then it drops down. So if you're playing this chart and you see this head and shoulders formation play out, I mean, boom, you're like, okay, this is, you know, this is getting ready. As soon as he hits the neckline, you just short the living bejesus out of this thing all the way to the dirt, right? And it's played out. If you go and you back test this, you'll see that it actually works out over and over and over again, that you're able to actually short the neckline and do pretty well, right? So top, head, boom, here's the top right there.
Nice.
As soon as that thing, and then you come down. As soon as you get to the neckline, I mean, if you pull a short of the neckline, which is right here, this is the neckline right there, and you pull a short there, you're just money all the way down until it hits the bottom of this, right? Now,
That's awesome.
this bottom would have been really hard to hit because this thing would have double bottomed on you, and you would have been like, I'm crypto god, I found the bottom, and then bam, you would have got ruined. Your followers would have left you. Your wife would have made fun of you, that kind of stuff. Your dog would have just like, I'm not sleeping in the room, pooping in your bed tonight, right? So now what you've got a situation where you've climbed all the way back up here. You've created kind of another head and shoulders here, right? You got, look at, listen, and I know it's kind of hard to see, but there's bing, 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 and then you've gone up, right? And you're coming down. And you got just room for one more little, woohoo! And then literally when this thing touches here, you guys will all be shorting the bejesus out of it. Notice how I have alarms set up here, right? These are alarms set up for all the members in the members areas so that we are ready to short the bejesus out of this thing to the ground, right? So, and then now when it then comes down, so you'll be able to short, and then you won't come out of your short until you do find the bottom. You'll just hold this puppy till you break the line. Super easy trading. I said, it's very rare that you come across a chart like this, an indicator like this, that just makes it so easy. I mean, I always feel bad when people are using the damn beast scalper because they don't even need me. All right, go for it, buddy. Go, continue on.
Good points. Yeah, and most of the times those head and shoulders you talked about, I think they're probably when the blue gets above everything. When it gets above the pink and the orange or the yellow, whatever color that is. And that's usually when we know we're at a top, is when the blue's up top. So as you can see on this last top, actually, we is my screen on?
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah,
No,
Go for it.
Restart.
I was watching it. I got it, guys. You guys just got to catch up over there. Seriously.
All right. Sorry, guys. Okay. So as you notice, when the blue gets on top of everything, okay, that's when we find our top. So blue is on top here. We almost found a top and then we crashed. Blue is on top here. We find a top and we crash. Blue is on top here. We found a top and we crash. Okay,
so
as soon as
it's working as a leading indicator.
It really is. And if you can predict, I mean, it's obviously a slightly lagging, but at the same time, I could tell that the pink and the blue are going to cross over here shortly. And as soon as they cross, it dumped. So yeah, one of my favorite indicators I've been working on lately. I'm going to try to learn more about it, but so far so good.
Okay, so so hold on a second. So go back to the chart. So if I'm looking at this right, the blue is way deep, and the blue needs to get back up over the other ones to drop, or is it still dropping?
Blue
it's
is still
already
dropping.
got it. Okay, just to confirm, to confirm.
So the farther down the farther away blue is below yellow, the more bearish trend we're at.
The worse it is. Got it. Okay.
Yeah,
so
like as you can see here, every time we dump, they're really spread apart.
Got it. So just to give you guys an example, there's a difference, right? The farther it's apart, it's like when you come home at midnight or when you come home at 4 a.m. and you're in big trouble, right? So it's very
Well, I mean, like
similar.
look how far apart they were during our most bullish time back in December. They were super spread out with blue on top, which is bullish. So you can kind of tell the trend strength too. Like if
Got
you
it.
look on the weekly chart, this is pretty telling. That tells me that we're not close to the end of the bear market yet on the
Love it.
weekly. So,
Love it.
but yeah, shorts we've been talking about for a while. Like Vampire was talking about. I think they're gonna go back to. I think they're gonna break all time high. I think a lot of us do. I mean, as you can see here, we already broke out of this. He drew it a little differently. I think we already broke out of this bull pennant. We broke out of it, went for a retest, and we might be back on our way. Breakout, retest, back on our way. And you can see that would put our target here on our RSI maxed out over to all-time high at around 80. So I think it's pretty likely. Trends go parabolic sometimes, just like in December. Everyone is probably saying the charts were all maxed out and we had to pull back at some point, and we didn't. Well, it's opposite. We get mega bearish and we hit the bottom, and then we can start resetting from there. As far as Bitcoin recently here, just our levels that we're looking at. Okay, we're stuck in this level so far, and it's no surprise. This is one of the levels on the way up in 2017 last year that we spent the most time in. Okay, none of these other ones we spent really any much time in. We went straight up here, and we pretty much just flew through here from, what was that, 5K, 5.8K, all the way up to 20K. We just pretty much flew up there. So on the way back down, there wasn't much to stop us. Okay, we stopped in this zone and finally got a bounce, and now we've been hitting this zone ever since because we got a little consolidation in here last year. Otherwise, though, I don't think this zone's going to hold. We've hit it too many times. We've been stuck in this zone now. Look at how we perfectly hit off this zone. Okay, we hit right on the nut on there, right at nut top on this zone. Okay, we hit it perfectly. We might be able to make another push here, even a wick out. We'll see. I mean, I'm 50-50 on it, but I think it's I'm 51 maybe that we break out. I still think it's a little bit more likely that we push than before falling. So, but you can see we hit the top of that. So now we have to look at our other zones. There's really nothing much in here to catch us. We've got some resistance. We've got some support here. What is that? 5,400 right here that we could probably bounce off originally. But if we break through here, we're going to go down and accumulate in this zone down here. We're going to go down to 3K, 3.6K. There's some analysts that I trust that say we could go to 1.9K, 2.5K area. This is extreme scenario for me. I'm not sure we're going to make it there, but you can see each of these zones we had accumulation in last year. So it's more likely that at this zone we stop, or at this, I mean, especially this zone. But like I said, I just don't see us going any lower than 3,600-ish with a wick below maybe. But that would be, I think 3,600 would be about 83% correction from all-time high, and Bitcoin's never corrected from all-time high anything less than 80% without going to new all-time high. So another reason I think that we need to correct deeper. If we go here, this is the coveted theory chart. Okay, I've mapped out, and this goes in depth. I probably got like 30 or 40 charts that play all off this, and they all have different lines. And I basically found similar lines that made a big impact during each bull run, okay, and falling to the next one. And I found patterns that are just spot on every single bull run. Like I found 3 lines on a different chart. I don't have it up with me right now, but I had found 3 lines that go through the same points in correction on each bull run, and they intersect at the next all-time high. Okay, and that next all-time high points to like 38.5-ish K on the next bull run for Bitcoin, which I think lines up with a lot of EW or Elliott wave counts. So I found that pretty interesting. So 38.5K, that's like my long-term bullish all-time high target, couple years at least. I think we really need some long-term sideways accumulation, guys, unless we get like backed and ETFs, and then we get like Amazon or eBay or something, Visa or somebody big adopting crypto. It's going to take time. Half these companies are just ideas right now anyway, so they're not even real use case. Okay, so then we come up here. All right, I'll show you guys this. I've never shown this live, so you guys are
Oh, and you just got cut off. Is that me? No, it's not me. Oh, we lost you. We lost you.
Really?
Yeah, there you go. You're back.
I'm back. Oh, sorry about that, guys. I don't know if my internet cut out or once. Spoiler
So
alert.
for
Here's my live.
1995, we will give you the secret chart, but enter your
All
credit
right, so
card
here,
information now.
so I mapped out the bottoms, and I actually did exponential. So this is another like 14 comparison, which kind of sucks. I don't like comparing, but I said I went really in depth. I spent weeks looking through all this and doing math. So I did some exponential equations, which tell me that we're actually moving slower than last year's bear market, at least for the beginning of this year. So I mapped out 6,087, okay, on this green trend line right here. This was my point to hit. And this was when I was calling for bottom back in June. For those of you who followed me, I was calling for bottom in June around 6K on this trend line, and we hit right on it. And that was bottom, and we haven't hit back since. We haven't had another low because I think we went to like 57.50 or something then and wicked back up. So that's one of my long-term trend lines, and that's another trend line that was really respected down here in 2014. As you can see it, the same green trend line. All right, this green trend line was really respected, and that's our third dip here. Okay, that's our third dip. That was the June dip that I was just showing you at 6K. Okay, I thought in July when we were pushing from 7K, I thought we were going to get 9, 10, 11K target hit. Okay, but after that bad news, we just dumped and we couldn't recover since. So then my next long-term target is calculated off this. Okay, 75% retracement. I use the exponential equation to find the slow, like, because every day we're moving slower than the last is what I was seeing. All right. And I found that intersecting right on my trend line, actually. And I don't know why this got moved. Okay, anyway, so it hits right on my trend line around May. So at 4,500. I don't know if we'll hit it, if it'll take that long to hit it, but that was what my calculation that predicted this bottom here at 6K says. So for now, we're rolling with it. We'll see what happens. And then if we break that, so that's a possible bottom. Okay, 4.5K is a possible bottom. We could accumulate from there, some sideways movement. If we break lower, though, it's really likely that we go to 3K. Okay, May of next year, May 16th of next year. I mean, it's realistic. We got to be realistic here. I hope it doesn't happen. I would love a bull run sooner. Okay.
Oh my God.
And then it gets really sad because what happens here is, so I calculated this date here. Okay, if we break lower, if we break this trend line here, okay, I do have a scenario where this is our 50-50. This is the fork in the road. We either bounce on this trend line and we go to the moon and it's next bull run, or we break through this trend line and we come down here with a wick to 3K eventually at 3.2K about. Okay, and this one, so I what threw me off when I was looking at this, or what was really surprising me, so I calculated this date out based on my exponential equations. I plotted all these dates. So that was based on my exponential equations. Well, when I got to looking online, I found out that Bitcoin halving is actually estimated to be on like May 29th of 2020, okay, which would be right about the date that I predicted we would hit our very bottom for spring and head up to all-time high eventually after that.
Okay,
So
I would like to file an official fucking complaint. Okay,
we've never had a bull run without having before, so that was kind of like the eureka moment. I remember I was sharing this with Swole off crypto back in end of May, beginning of June, and I mean that date that I had calculated off of my exponential timing was before I found out about halving. That the next halving date was on May 28th or 29th estimated.
So can you explain halving to everybody?
What is that? Halving is when there's half of the Bitcoins are mined, or what, half of the rest of the available Bitcoins are mined. Is that what it is? I can't even remember right now. I'm on pain meds. I broke my leg. I'm on painkillers, everyone. So don't mind me if I mumble a little bit here. But so yeah, I mean, it could be very drawn out. Okay, I mean, we could not. It's possible that we don't see another all-time high until the end of 2020, 2021. It's possible. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to say it because I don't want it to happen. But we've got to be realistic here, and we got to look at all our options.
Dude,
but
I was promised Lambos. I was promised Lambos. Seriously, if I could buy, by the time I buy a Lambo there, it's going to be like a 1987 Lamborghini with like the doors missing, the wheels burnt off. I mean, it's going to be a rust bucket.
You guys, we got to be patient, you know, but that's what they want to do. They want to weed us out. They want to bore us. They want those people. How many people do you think are going to sell in December, January if we don't get a bull run? I mean, how many people are saying bull run in December? I'm still going to hold, and then we get to January and they're like, oh, we're still at 5K. Okay, I was promised Lambos by December.
Yeah.
And then they're going to start selling because they're going to get impatient. They're going to start thinking that we're never going to go back up. We will make all-time highs. We will.
Damn.
Unless there's a mega ban across all cryptocurrencies, we'll reach all-time highs eventually in the future. But we got to be realistic. This is a realistic scenario. I'm not saying it'll happen. Trading Room app, and I know you guys all know Trading Room app. He's pretty much a crypto god. Him and I have been talking about accumulation for Bitcoin, a good level. So let me pull up that chart. I'm sure a lot of you have seen it. I hope so. There's my broken leg. Okay, that was really fun. All right, so we were trying to find a good range for accumulation. Okay, it looks like we're still in distribution. If you see, this keeps pulling up. If you see down here, I'll move my mouse away. But if you see down here, we're in the green range. Okay, and we fell down into this accumulation range. Go away. Fell down into the red range, which is accumulation. Nice sideways movement, volume declined. That's when you accumulate. Okay, long period. That was like a year of sideways movement with a couple little wicks down into that purple area. Okay, so if we look up here again, we're still in the distribution range. All right, I think we're gonna drop down to this accumulation zone, which is right in between the 786 retracement and the 886 from the movement from July. And then this is our instant reversal zone, okay, below 3.5K. So that 3.2 long-term target I have, we would wick into this zone and instantly reverse. So if you don't have orders set there, you're not getting filled. I mean, that's just in theory. So, but it plays out here too on the 2014 chart. You can see we accumulated right in between the 786 and the 886. I know people don't like to compare, but I mean, sometimes market bottoms seem to find their way the same way. You know, I've compared silver charts too, and silver charts seem to find those same zones.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got to consider it.
So what's your thought on the next move and the next bottom here? We also have a question from La Pudapada. La Pudapada, give us a second. We'll get to you, buddy.
Yeah, what's up, buddy? Oh, I didn't see it.
Yeah, he has a question.
Yeah, the comments stopped showing up on my computer. Anyway, yeah, so what was your question?
Just give us just near term.
Oh,
what the hell? People are 5 like Wednesday.
You know, I don't. Next 2 to 3 weeks, I think we'll finally figure out which way we're going. I still think a little bit more sideways here. I don't think we're going to dump straight down. There's a lot of support in the low 6Ks, but once we break that, that's going to be our ceiling. We break through that, you guys. I think that's why it's being defended so hard by some really deep pockets, because they know once we go through there, we're not coming back up anytime soon. All right, that's a really strong floor right now. It's a really strong support. What happens when you break through a really strong support? It comes a really, really strong resistance. All right. But retail, I think they want to shake out all those people that bought here, all those people that bought at 5K last year, 3K last year. They want to shake those people out. They want to get lower prices. They want to get their discount prices. So the way they do it is they shake out everyone, and it's a long, slow process. And everyone gets bored, and everyone starts selling because they can't take the emotional stress anymore. Right? And it's starting to hit people. I mean, you see it on Twitter now. People are getting sick. People are like, "I'm quitting crypto. This is getting ridiculous. We're never going back up." So.
Dude, the amount of messages the amount of messages I get that are very emotional from people who have lost a lot of money. It's horrific. It's actually really, really sad. So
yeah,
you know, and that's why we're here. Your recommendation is to quit.
My recommendation, you guys, is don't quit. Don't quit. I know even if you lost them a lot of money, I would not quit. I mean, there's money to be made. If you were around in December, you know that you could close your eyes, you could throw a dart at a board and pick any altcoin you wanted to, throw a dart at a board and throw $2,000 into that, and then in a week's time it would be $4 to $6 to $8,000.
All right, Carl said.
You know, it's that easy.
Carl says, "Hey, can the deep pockets keep us above 6K, or is their defense futile?" I already know my answer, but go for it.
Yeah, hey, that's a good question. You know, so far it looks like they've done it, but how much longer can they do it? I mean, it's going to dry up. There's going to be sellers rushing in. Next time it can only last so long, in my opinion. But next 2 to 3 weeks, if they can defend us, we might have a chance. Some indicators will start resetting. Things will start looking up. That would give us some more accumulation in this zone. So it's not impossible. We got to be aware of both scenarios. But if we don't break back above 6.8K, there's no hope at all for the bulls. So we got to remember that too.
Yeah, no, yeah. Checkbo says there is an unlimited amount of tether that can be printed. It's free.
Did you see? Well, I've seen you vampire 7.2K last run.
What's that? What's that?
That's what got us up to 7.3K last run. All that. I mean,
550 million tether. Completely
nuts,
pumped
man.
it. So I want to talk about one more of your charts. I looked at one of your charts and I actually made a comment on it, and I want to talk about your ETH chart. Could you bring your ETH chart up?
Oh yeah, the accumulation one.
Yeah, the one I commented on.
I remember that.
Did you see my comment? Probably not.
Yeah, I did. Where am I at?
Freaking troll block.
Is it? I think it's this one. Yeah, I definitely blocked you.
Nope, not that one. No, it's the one that shows all the ETH volume. It's the one that shows all the volume on the ETH.
Oh, you just commented on that.
I just did, yeah.
Right here.
Yes, this. There you go.
Okay.
So when I looked at this chart, and I got to tell you what, so you see all the volume to the right side, absolutely insane amount of volume over there to the right side of that Ethereum chart. You see that's bull run volume right there, right? I mean, there's a lot of, and what we had found out is we found out that the two things have been going on. So two things have been going on. Number one, the exchanges and the tether people have got a lot smarter, right? They got a lot smarter, and they have stopped force feeding the market, trying to get the market to grow organically on its own, to get a bull run on its own. So they go out there and they inject 15 million, 20 million, 16 million, and they just keep feeding the market until all of a sudden people finally catch and they're like, right? And they're realizing that that doesn't work anymore. So they've kind of changed their tactics, and one of their tactics they changed to just recently on this gradual climb up that we just had to whatever the top was we just had, where we all shorted the crap out of that. And so they have been spoon feeding the market slowly, right? So that what they've been doing, they've been slowly spoon feeding the market, and then that's how they got it up there. And you'll see the dramatic change in how BTC actually climbed this last time in comparison to how it's climbed previously, right? And I can show you guys how that works over here. And all right, so let's pop up our day.
I do think we found a potential Ethereum Bitcoin bottom, but I don't think fiat we have yet.
Yeah. So you see this long, slow climb right here. This is where the game changed, right? So this is where the game has changed for the exchanges. They've stopped trying to pump the market, and now they're spoon feeding the market little bit. That's right. The masses have caught on to their sneaky tether pumps and the manipulation and no one's got any money left, right? Just like this poor guy who just lost 15K or 12K today, right? And then, you look at the fall that comes down, and then you've got the same thing. Now, if you go over to your ETH chart, right? If you pull up your ETH chart, and this is ETH USD. Yep. Okay. Let's put our volume up. Where's my volume? Give me some volume here. And I'm going to bring my volume up. Now, one of the things that's been happening over here on ETH, and that was the daily, right? You got the daily up there?
Yeah.
All right. So let's take a look at our ETH chart. So one of the things we see on our ETH chart, look at all this crazy volume right here. Right, this insane amount of volume we have that goes all the way back. So the exchanges got busted wash trading ETH. So they're wash trading ETH is where all this volume is coming from. This is ETH being wash traded like crazy. So what they've done is they've switched over once again, a change of tactics. Now they're over here, and if you saw those tweets they had by who's that, Charlie Lee? Who's the guy who said we're not going to let Ethereum drop?
I don't know. So Charlie Lee is a Litecoin.
Yeah, somebody said something. So one of the big players is like, we are not going to let Ethereum drop, and this is wash trading Ethereum. That's all this is. This is the exchanges. They're wash trading Ethereum. And you know what? Look at this nice profit range you get in here. You get a lot more profit. And this is one of the things in our group we tell people, you can make more money swing trading ETH or EOS or Litecoin than you can swing trading Bitcoin, because these swings are greater, right? Look at this. This is a massive swing. Can you imagine? That's what we see is going on right there. But go ahead, pull up your Ethereum chart. I'd love to hear about it.
Yeah. Well, that's my only theory about, that's my only thoughts about Bitcoin staying above 6K. as being a bottom is that maybe retail doesn't care about Bitcoin as much anymore, and they just want to bottom out altcoins. Once they bottom out altcoins, they don't care. They'll let the Bitcoin price go up. But that's just one thing to consider. It's nothing. I still think we're going lower on Bitcoin though.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ethereum wise, you can see down here though, capitulation volume. You can read the notes. Capitulation volume. This is a volume cluster. You expect to see the first signs of market finding a bottom range. I mean, every time volume has been above that range, you can see that we've moved up from there. Those red circles, all those red circles, okay, volume really high cluster, we moved up from there. So I think as far as Ethereum, Bitcoin,
yes, I agree. We're going to go higher right now. I think we're going higher. I hope so. I hope so. I'm trading.
Yeah.
I'm trading up, so I hope we're going up.
Yeah, I mean, I think we'll go up here a little bit, but I mean, I think Ethereum, Bitcoin has found a bottom. I don't know if fiat has quite found a bottom yet, but I don't know. We'll see. Only time will tell. I definitely think Bitcoin's going lower. It's hard to.
Okay, so we're only going to take a couple more questions. We're going to call this early night. We got Joe. Joe says, Vamp, what are your thoughts on the deep pockets, keeping things above? So it's the same, guys. It's, they can only keep pumping. So what's happening now is, like I said, the only big money left out there is whale money. So whales are hunting whales right now, and that's all that's going on. You have whales hunting whales. Whales are liquidating whales. Some guy got liquidated today. There was some massive position that somebody shorted at 6,100 and just got absolutely destroyed. DePaul says the halving thing is it halves the block reward. All right, so here we go. So La Dupara says, do you think it's going lower than 6K? Why has it not happened already? Well, once again, it's just manipulation. It's all it is. The only reason we haven't gone down is simple, pure manipulation.
Well, and you can tell too, the other side of that too, or where'd it go? On the levels chart I had, I mean, you could see we didn't struggle with any of these right here because there was no accumulation here. These weren't even hardly resistances. We flew through there. We flew from there to there. This is the only time we really retraced or anything during that whole run. So this is that area where we have a little bit more accumulation built up and a little bit more support. So that's why it's harder to break through. But every time we hit it, it's getting weaker and weaker. Now we're in this zone and we're stuck in it. We haven't broken out of it yet. So if we can't break out of that, we're going to the bottom of it for sure.
Yeah, and Lau, you got to remember that the majority of the Bitcoins that were purchased, right? The majority of the Bitcoins were purchased. This you can Google this. Were purchased between $850 and $1,150.
Yep.
Right, and that's where the majority of the Bitcoins that are being held right now reside, right? So that's a lot of money, and you can take a lot of money and just sell some of those Bitcoins and then go back in and just push the market right back up to keep the rest of your stack at that higher value. It's just like low cap coins, and we talk about this when you play low cap coins. If you guys are ever in a low cap coin and you own a very large position on a low volume asset, well, imagine that it's the same exact thing because 6% of the Bitcoins are held by 4% of the people. So in reality, Bitcoin is really a low cap coin. I mean, it is. There's only 17 million coins, 14 million, 17 million.
Yeah, I mean, 21 million total.
This is a low cap coin. And if someone goes out there and decides to liquidate 1 million coins tomorrow, you guys better hold on to your pants because this thing is just going to drop out of the bottom. And eventually, it's a game of chicken right now. It's a game of chicken, right? It's like whack-a-mole, right? Like it's like, they're sitting there in the exchanges and everybody and the tether people, and they're just playing whack-a-mole trying to beat people over the head. And eventually, this game is going to change. It's going to turn into a game of chicken because there's not going to be no more whack-a-moles to beat over the head. And it's only them, and all of a sudden their heads are going to start popping up in the hole, and they're going to start liquidating each other. And we already see it. The article that came out on BitMEX, right, that just called them out for insider trading. What do you want? What more do you want? That's what they do. That's the game. That's why they don't want to be regulated, right? It's a fun game.
That's why ETFs won't be approved. It's too much manipulation.
Is why ETFs will not get approved. It's not going to get approved. We will be ready.
Not yet.
We will be ready, but there's no freaking way in hell ETFs are going to get approved. No way.
I agree.
I
agree.
So
it's probably already priced in, though.
Yeah,
at
yes,
this
yeah,
point.
yeah. I think we'll have a little bit of a jump. I think we'll have a dump. I don't think we'll have much of a dump, honestly. If
Not
it
like
gets
last time.
rejected, I think it'll be like 300 to 500 points, and that'll be it.
Yeah, I would agree. I don't think it'll be as major as last time. Anything
Yeah, yeah,
news?
yeah. Chris says next February. You know, and Chris, honestly, it's look at what you have.
It's
Look at what
possible.
here's the thing. You have that brand new report out by the New York State, whoever it is, the State Commission, right? That report is
Yeah, that was bad.
damning as hell. You don't think that report is sitting on the desk over at somebody at the SEC's office right now? Right?
Yep, that was bad. That was a
Oh,
negative sign for sure.
yes. Oh, Terry, dude, there's people who have a lot of Bitcoin. They might not have 1 million in a wallet, but they've got a lot of Bitcoin. Right? I mean, there's some
Yeah,
big
who knows?
wallets out there. There's some
I
really
know
big
people that have
wallets.
12,000 Bitcoin amounts like that. So I mean, you could drop 12,000 Bitcoin and dump the market. So
Yes, yeah.
it's possible. It's possible. I mean, I know some people don't like to talk about the Mt. Gox wallet, but I think that they can start getting liquidating more of their wallet if they want to too, or start selling it here soon by the end
Yeah.
of the month. So
And,
that's something
and
to keep an eye on too.
And Terry too. I mean, Terry, you got to remember, man. Nobody wants to keep all. You're not going to keep 1 million Bitcoin in one wallet. It's going to be spread out all over everywhere.
True.
So
True.
and a bunch of different people own it, but it's controlled by a small amount of people. Because
Going
listen,
back.
you better if you have a 10,000 Bitcoin or 15,000 Bitcoin. I hope you're on the phone with the other guy who owns another 100,000 Bitcoin, talking to him. Are you gonna dump? You're not gonna dump, are you? You swear you're
Right.
not gonna dump? I swear to God, if you fucking dump, and I will come to your fucking house, dude. I will slap your dog. Okay, I swear to God. Just call me before you dump. Okay,
There you go.
pinky,
Largest wallet is 170K.
pinky
I
swear.
agree. They talk.
Pinky
They all talk.
swear. That's right. Pinky swear you won't dump without me dumping with you. Right? And that's
Yeah.
how they do it, dude. Come on, it's big money. Big money
And
they
this
sit
mining
around.
thing, this mining stuff about miners want to keep it above 6K. I don't buy into all that either. I don't.
Yeah, they're screwed anyways. Miners are
Yeah,
screwed anyways. That new
that's
report
the
that just
truth of
came
it.
out, they're screwed anyways. So,
Yeah.
all right, everybody. So I'd like to say thank you guys so much, man. Really awesome having you on. Is there anything you want to
Yeah,
finish
really
with?
appreciate it, man.
Any other
No,
charts? Any other
anyone.
thoughts? Anything else?
I don't think so, man. I think we're on the same page here. Possible to get a little bit closer towards 7K, but I mean, I think we sealed our fate going back under 6.8K this last time. So
All right, fantastic. All right, everybody, thank you so much. Listen, you can find
thanks
go
a lot, guys.
give this gentleman a thumbs up on go out there, give him a follow on Twitter. Let me pull his Twitter page up right here so you guys can all see how handsome he is with his puppy. Right, look at this. Look at that. Look at this. This good old. All right, here we go. Good
Good
old,
old
look
golden
at
retriever.
that. Good old, look at that. Look at that. Dog lover. I mean, come on. The guy's got 12,000 followers. Let's give the guy some love
Appreciate it,
on,
man.
Twitter. Let's go over. He's also got his own group, so you guys can go join him. They're over in Telegram, correct?
Yep, Discord actually. We got a free Telegram in my
Ah,
bio. And
there you go.
we got a
Free
free Discord.
free
So
Telegram in his bio, and his Discord is extremely cheap. One left nut and half a Bitcoin. It's an extremely hell of a deal. Okay, to get the puppy. This puppy needs. This puppy ain't
yeah,
cheap,
puppy
right?
pictures every day.
That's right. He's basically got the dog picking the coin, right? All right, what do you think about this one? What do you think about this one?
Yep,
Roof, roof.
exactly.
Everybody buy.
All in on
Everybody,
Dogecoin.
egg dog, all in a dog coin. All right,
Yeah, that was a good
everybody.
point you brought up though about Dogecoin. I think so too. When it dumps, Bitcoin follows. So
Yep, yep. So let's keep an eye on Doggy Coin, everybody. So I go listen. Thank you guys all so much from all of us at Until One Mil. Come on over and join us. We're having a great time. We got a bunch of these amazing traders like Nebraskan. We're gonna try to get Swole on Crypto on here. There's so
awesome.
many people I want to get on the show. I'm excited. I miss Chone. Chone is like my sidekick. I miss Chone. We're gonna have to get Chone back on the show as soon
Love
as we can.
choners.
And
Love choners.
Burb. I need to get freaking Burb and KK. So KK's like kind of resistant to get on the show, and I will get Rocket on the show. I'll try to do a show for everybody. Rocket is an amazing scalper. Him and KK are just absolute beasts. Try to get those guys on the show to share some of their thoughts, some of their techniques and talents to show you guys how these guys are making, man, 2 to 5 G's a day. a day. These guys are killing it.
It's awesome.
Yeah, so listen, come find us at Until 1 Mil. Of course, the best package that's on there is mine, right? I personally know this guy. He's super handsome. He's a super nice guy. We got a bunch of packages to choose from. That is it for the shill. For Nebraskan and the Vamp, we are out.
Have a good night, guys. Thanks for your time. Appreciate being on the show.